All right, so glass is all out. Shout out to the boys at AGP for getting those windows out. So yeah, I had to take both windows out just to paint a strip 4 inches long, but it'll be worth it. So I think what I'm gonna do is shave the wiper and the squirter. Just, this car is not going to be probably driven too much in the rain, and you probably don't even need the wiper, so just give it a little bit more sleeker look. So I'm gonna, got a little patch here I made, I'm gonna weld her in there. And in the meantime, what I'm gonna do is basically what I'm gonna do now, the whole car is sanded down with 400, except for the roof. I still gotta do a little shave it up there, which I'm gonna have to drop the sunroof assembly to basically get in there to put a patch in there, which is no big deal. I got the whole interior out of it ready to go, so it shouldn't be too bad. And then basically what I'm gonna do now the whole car is sanded down with 400 is I'm gonna take a red Scotch-Brite, which is equivalent to around 320 to 400 grit, and I'm basically gonna do all the edges that you couldn't get with the DA. So all the stuff you can't get with the DA, I'm gonna do with that for primer. And yeah, I'm gonna work on that, getting that shaved, drop the sunroof mechanism, and shave the squirter. But yeah, oh, and I'm gonna shave this too, just to give it a little more modern day look, more sleek. All right, so I got this little patch made here. I got one of these are the Norton 3M has them too. They're just little Rolex wheels with like a fiber disc. And the nice thing with these is they work really good for stripping the paint, but it's not gonna be aggressive like a grinding disc. Like if I hit this with 36 or 56 or whatever, this metal is already very thin, so we don't want to take any metal off. We just want to clean it up so with that we can weld to it, and it's not going to leave all grinder marks in the metal, so the cleanup's going to be easy. You know, when I prime it, it's not going to be, I'm not going to have to put body filler over grinder marks. And so this is all cleaned up, and I'm grinding both sides of this patch. That way, once it's welded up in there, even though it'll be welded from, you know, from the backside, at least there'll be something for the paint to stick to, basically, right? So when I get up there, put a little paint up there, it'll at least give it a little bit of something to bite into. Same with the front side, you know, if it's all scuffed up in there, when we put body filler in there, it's gonna stick in there good and less likely to have a problem. So there's a couple ways. This is the way I like to do it on my own car. So when I'm doing a patch, now there's different ways to do this, obviously. You know, this is just the way that I found on my own car. It works well, and the repair will hold up good. So, you know, we could cut a circle that perfectly fits in there, weld it flush, and grind it smooth. So I found that what I like to do is I cut it a little bigger than the hole. That way I can put it behind there and weld it in. And what that's gonna do is A, it's gonna be a lot easier to weld in, and B, if we were to cut a patch to fit in there perfectly, by the time you grind that away, that weld away, sometimes it could be very paper thin there. I'm not saying you can't do it that way, just personally, you know, a lot of times this metal is very thin to begin with. So if we grind, you know, weld it perfectly smooth, you know, grind it thin, sometimes that weld is very thin there, and that repair, you know, over time, it flexes, who knows, we're gonna have a problem. So no matter what, we're gonna have the body work, so that's why I like putting the patch from behind. You know, it's still, you know, you're not putting a lot of extra, you're not putting really much extra. You're gonna have to put the same amount of mud no matter what. Because chances are, when you weld this in, we're gonna have to weld it very slowly, because this tailgate is like a Pepsi can. It's very thin. So we'll have to be very careful not to make more work. So I'm just basically gonna use a magnet to hold that like that, and weld her in, and then, all right, no going back now. Ooh, that's spicy. Now, when I weld this in, I'm gonna be real careful. I'm gonna keep an air blower handy and just give it a blow every couple tack welds. So I don't want to overheat this too much. Make a mess. All right, she's all welded up. So now I'm just basically gonna grind these welds down and wire wheel it, clean out all the slag, and yeah, it's ready for body work. All right, all welded up, we grinded her down, and use one of these wire wheels. Just get in there, clean all that, you know, the MIG slag and stuff out of there, so it's nice and clean. That way we don't have any problems when we go to body work it over time. So yeah, turned out pretty good. I'm gonna shave this one too, shave that, and that one there. So I think it'll look clean like that. All right, so got the little patch made for here. This one I had to do, basically make it fit around there. You can't get up in behind it to put that patch. So this one I'm gonna stitch it in, well, stitch it in all the way around. And I think with these holes here, I'm just gonna weld those up. Weld them up, I cleaned all the threads out, so I should be able to weld it up. All right, this one's all finished up. Just got one more to do. So I'm gonna go getting that sunroof assembly out of there and get her done.